I won't reveal to the camera what kind of watts you're turning out. Competition will be fearful.
I've never had a power meter, so.
Oh, well, what I'm looking at here is pretty darn good.
All right, are you looking at over 150?
Don't you be looking at it in there now. There's certain information at RETUL we won't be sharing.
Wait, so wattage and age, what else? Tell me what makes RETUL special? Why is it a different bike fit?
It's a different bike fit because we use 3D technology. So we're the only fit system that uses 3D technology. So it gives us better data because it's dynamically generated while the rider pedals.
So Kelly, will this count as your workout today? No?
A little.
A little bit? You got a little bit of riding?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, the bike fit's crucial as the bike is my strength for the 3 distances, and you know, I want to put as much, time on my competitors as I can, so it's important to be, fast and efficient, but comfortable on it. And so I want to find that balance of pushing the limits of most aerodynamic as I can get.
I think that in terms of from the shop perspective, they're starting to do more fits because they realize it's really the best thing for their customers to get them into a position that they're gonna not hurt themselves and they're gonna be able to reach their performance goals. It's probably the single best thing you can do for your riders other than selling them a good bike.
That's why I'm here kind of getting a little bit tweaked since my last fit was 2 years ago. Almost 3 years ago, and I've ridden a lot more, definitely pushed my wattage and just training, and so I want to kind of make those changes to improve my bike.
All right, so what are you doing now? What are these dots for?
Okay, so right now we're putting these little Velcro dots on, which form, we pick 8 anatomical landmarks on the body.
Yep.
These little dots are Velcro dots, and to them we have little pods on our sensors. These little pods have LED lights, and they are active markers that flash the infrared light into that camera system over there. So essentially what we're able to do is, in analysing the pedal stroke, we can, and the actual overall position, turn the body into a stick figure of angles and measurements, and that allows us then to kind of use that data to help us drive some of our decisions. So that's where the science really comes into the bike fit side of it. So these, that is the center axis of rotation for the knee joint. So it's a very important marker, and we follow that marker through the pedal stroke.
So why 8? Is that the ideal number for the fit?
No, not necessarily. There are more that you could probably use. You could use pelvic tracking, and there are other landmarks you could find, but these 8 certainly create the segments that allow us to look at ankling pattern, look at knee extension and flexion, look at knee forward of foot, look at hip angle, we can look at back angle, reach, and we can look at forearm angle. And then because it's 3D and we have the ability to look at the Z-plane, we can look at knee tilt. So if a rider, pedals on the inside on the top, we can look at the tilt of that knee. And also kind of lateral travel. So if that knee travels laterally through the pedal stroke, we can monitor that distance and the angle at which it travels. So that helps us really in kind of setting up kind of good alignment that can be biomechanically friendly. So yeah, it's a lot of data. It's like having 1,000 pairs of eyes. But the fitter still has to do the fit, so you know.
So it's a little bit of machine, a little bit of human.
It is, you know, and that's the kind of art of it, I guess. So Kelly's been through this process, so we haven't changed a lot in the last couple of years at RETUL, but we have gotten a little bit more efficient, and we have a new Vantage System. This system allows us to run 2 harnesses so we can get bilateral data. Before we used to have to stop the rider in their pedal stroke and put the harness on the opposite side of the body and then go back through the same protocol. So right now, sorry Kelly, we flicked this.
You can do both sides.
We can do both sides, which is great. And it means that we can very much kind of rule out what we would call asymmetries that are caused, that are not true asymmetries that are caused by the rider, mostly moving on the saddle. So if you were to look at the left side of the body and get your data, and then the rider went back through the same protocol and decided to sit like 1.5 centimeters further forward, and then you were grabbing the other side of the body, it would look like the rider has significantly rotated. When in fact they may not have rotated, they just kind of sat further forward. So again, it's important that the fitter is very kind of keen-eyed, or has a keen eye, and can watch this kind of stuff to somewhat validate the data and make sure that you're comparing like with like. Yeah.
So do you feel like a guinea pig, Kelly? Do you feel like you're going to be in a stop motion Hollywood?
I guess living in the apparel world at Pearl Zumi, we do a lot of poking and prodding with products and garments on people.
So this is familiar to you?
Yeah.
How important is comfort versus performance?
We'll let the rider answer that.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's a balance between the two. I mean, you obviously want to be comfortable, but you want to be...
You want to win.
You want to win.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So sometimes you sacrifice a little bit of comfort to get that top edge.
And really, that's what we're talking about today, right? You're perhaps going to get a little bit more of aggressive position, so you get a little bit more speed on the ride.
That's my hope. My bike is definitely the strongest part for me in tries, and I just want to kind of continue to push it there.
Do you know what kind of time difference a good fit makes? Is that being too... It probably depends on the rider and depends on the conditions.
Yeah.
There's too many variables for that.
It is the rider's fitness, and you know, I guess some bike fitters will be quick to jump on the bandwagon and say that it's everything, but there's a lot of factors. But I would say that efficiency per kilometer, per mile is a big factor, and it also kind of contributes in triathletes world to very much how well they run. So it's a large part of it, but I won't say that you can quantify it purely on time. Where you can quantify it on time is if we look at Kelly's position from 2011, we take it to the wind tunnel, and we look at her new position, we can definitely quantify that. And we can clearly and, you know, precisely state that this kit is better, this position is better, this bike is better, it's worth X over 40k, it's worth 6 minutes. That we can do. Right here in the studio, we can't kind of make outlandish kind of claims, but safe to say that this shiv compared to the last bike she was riding on and has apparel and so forth has improved. It all adds up. Helmets and you know how helmets interact with the rider's body is important. But that aside, you know, the position is arguably 70% of total wind resistance. So it's a very, very big part to the overall speed or to the kind of effective time of the race. So,
can you do a virtual wind tunnel? Can you take the data and stick it in a wind tunnel? Or do you have to
you can, but I think there are mobile wind tunnels now as well, you know. So there's a lot that you can do. But there's no real substitute for getting a rider with the exact equipment and everything they'll be using on race day in the tunnel. Yeah.
All right, go at it. Let's see the process.
Okay, so we'll go for like easy, moderate, and then like moderately hard. Okay? And yeah, you're going close. Like right now, just concentrating on this arm pad, right? That arm pad is 10 mils longer than your last fit,
Yeah.
and it's 7 mils taller. Simple. So the front end of that bike, in relation to that bottom bracket, that arm pad is very, very close.
Yeah, so goal mostly, 70.3s. I really want to at least win one. I've always been kind of second, third, fourth, top 5 a lot, and so I really want to
you're
win
fast.
1 or 2 for an age grouper, and then I'd really like to be top 10 in Vegas, and that's, it's been a challenging race just because the heat for me. I love the bike because it's hilly, but when I hit the run, that heat is really hard when it's 107 out, and I tend to fall apart.
That saddle is a centimetre further back than where it was, so we might bring that forward. But what we're going to decide is like how aggressive we go.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about it is, Kelly, over the next couple of key rides that you do, we can feel that out, and you can kind of find the point of like diminishing returns. Find the point whereby it's not worth it.
I'm like, this is
We're there.
So that's really kind of my goals for the season, and I'll throw in a couple Xterras as I'm a mountain biker, so that's kind of a fun mix for me.
Well, thanks for your time, and thanks for letting us share in your RETUL Bike Fit. Much
Yeah,
appreciated.
definitely.
Good luck this year.
Thank you.